Thank you, Casey, for those very kind remarks. I wish my mother was here to hear this. And Anita, you're great at throwing great parties, and I'm here. Governor Hunt, Chancellor Woodson, and Mayor Bell, and all the distinguished guests. What a privilege it is for me to be here at this great meeting on the topic of teachers and the great economic debate. I'd like to talk about how education, health, and business can be successful through collaboration. So let me begin by asking the following question. What is a doctor and a health administrator doing in education? You must say, does he know what he's talking about? And I would say to you that I recognize the importance of education and the importance of education in one's life, since I am an example of how education can open doors for a productive career. As you heard, I was born in China and grew up in Hong Kong, and really came alone to North America at age 18 to pursue education. And education and great teachers provided me with the opportunities that paved the way for me and my career as an immigrant. And I'm also intensely interested in education because as a physician, I'm well aware of the data that show health is linked tightly to education. In addition, we all know that education is necessary to produce an effective workforce, in this case, in healthcare. And finally, and importantly, I care about the future of our youth. In this state, in this nation, and for all these reasons, I'm here to support and thank the teachers to begin with for the great work they're doing, and hope to work with you and do my share to build a strong education system at Durham. So you've heard a great deal about the importance of exceptional teachers to improving our state and nation's education system, of their value to the economy, and the importance of helping our young people to get most out of their lives. We've also heard that their personal satisfaction comes as much from doing the best job they can. That's really important to all of you teachers. So the question is, how can we help the teachers do the exceptional job? How can we make their life more fulfilling? And why is it important for us to do so? As you all know, there's a national debate going on. Some may say it's a crisis about growing gaps in wealth and income between Americans at the top and the bottom. And many worried that we're developing a bifurcated economy and a bifurcated society. For our politicians, they often become so entangled in gridlock that it has been made it difficult for them to address this problem comprehensively. However, it is within our power, you and me, and everyone in this room, in our communities across North Carolina, to defy conventional thinking, to set big goals, have high aspirations, and drive institutional change and business behavior that are needed to help prosperity to become reality for everyone. All our business depend on having a strong, motivated workforce, and so do our communities. And it is clear that the future of our children and young people are critical to both our business and our community interests. Obviously, we have a lot at stake. For me, it is not just an economic consideration. As a physician, I'm also deeply concerned about the health implications of poor education. In fact, we know that health care and education is inextricably linked. It is well established from population and epidemiology studies that low education levels are linked with poor health and low life expectancy. And you can see in this slide a recent study using data from the National Health Interview Survey and National Death Index reported that actually for people over the age of 25, an additional 4 years of education associated with, as you can see, reductions in mortality, risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and smoking. So you can imagine how important it is for me as a physician to think about how we can improve education in order to reduce the risk of health hazards and diseases. As you know, health is influenced by many factors: genetic, behavior, and social factors. And this, in fact, has been a topic of intense discussion in the Duke Health Summit that Marianne Black and I co-host for the last several years. Some of the factors are shown here: availability of resources to meet daily needs, such as housing, a roof over your head, and food; socioeconomic conditions. The mayor spoke passionately about addressing poverty at the city of Durham; crime, social support, language literacy, access to healthcare services, and of course, pertinent to today's discussion is education and job opportunities. As a CEO of Duke University Medical Center Health System, we employ about 20,000 people. I understand the importance of young people as our future workforce. Now, economics problems arise when young people in our community are not ready for good jobs. But it goes far beyond a problem that teachers can solve alone. Teachers need the support of the community, and especially the business community, in preparing youth for competitive, high-skill economy of the Research Triangle Park. So, the business community is key to helping our schools and teachers be more effective, because more relevant the education, the more engaging it is for the student, the more rewarding it is for them. Now, relevance has to do with real work, what's really out there, and understanding that education is also about helping students discover their passions, their aptitudes, and their attitudes, and helping them see the path to a good job and a future career. So let me ask all of you a question. How many of you had summer jobs or internships during high school or colleges? Can I see a show of hands? It is amazing. I'll say the majority. And I will tell you that as a young man from China and Asia, my first job in the college, I had no experience whatsoever in doing research or anything else. I just literally, when everybody went home, I was still staying in the dorm. I looked for a job. I have to find, money for sustenance. And I walk into a hospital, and Dr. Hannah Pappas just took me in with no experience, and I discovered my passion, wanting to be a scientist and a physician. And throughout my career, she's been a great mentor, as has others been. So I think it shows how important summer jobs and experiences are in determining what you're passionate about in your life. And I'll bet you that many of you had some help. And in fact, I think as a middle class, a lot of people are here, I would assume. Chances are you got a little help from your parents, from your friends, etc. But let me say that today, as I said already, we are becoming two nations. One where young people have the credentials and the social capital to unlock the path to good jobs and economic security, and another where too many young people do not. And if we are to have a society where everyone has a shot at these goals, that's good jobs and careers, we must create a system that gives teachers the tools to help all students, not just who are privileged, to make those connections. So in the Research Triangle, we have over 500,000 jobs relevant to science, technology, entertainment, media, management, and manufacturing. And these jobs are increased over the last 10 years. However, paradoxically in Durham, we see about 3,000 fewer young people working. In Durham, that's exacerbated as the youth in Durham between age 14 to 24 are poor or in near poverty. So though we see job growth in the Triangle, our youth in Durham are not getting those jobs. The question is, how do we build a reliable supply of high-quality workers who are ready and able to perform at the level of competency and excellence required in a competitive society? And how can we do that in a way that creates for young people systematic opportunities to excel and develop their capabilities in the workplace? So our partner, MDC, which is based in Durham, led by David Dodson, who's here today, their research found that despite strong pockets in Durham in education, too many young people in our community were not experiencing academic success and acquiring the practical experiences necessary for the workplace. As a result, they were missing out on the robust economic and employment opportunities in Durham and disconnected from the chance to thrive in a buoyant economy. To address this issue for the last year, a group of Durham business education civic leaders, you heard from Anita, and she's actually a co-chair of this group, with the assistance of MDC, have been exploring this question as part of an exciting project called Made in Durham. Now, as you can see from this list, and well, you may need to see it, the Duke Eye Center, if you can see this, we have some of the most distinguished leaders in business, in education, in government, and etc. And of course, I've been very fortunate to have Anita Brown-Graham co-chairing this, and as you know, she's such an effective dynamite leader. But Casey Steinbach is on it, and many others, too many for me to tell. I see Bob Ingram there somewhere, etc. So we have some great people, and I can tell you, when I was asked if I would lead the task force, I hesitated a little bit. I talked to the mayor and others to be sure that we have the political support that we need. But importantly, I went out to recruit every one of my friends who are running big businesses in Durham. So we have the makings of a great group. And of course, the Chancellor, NC Central, and the head of Durham Tech are all part of this conversation. So I also have to acknowledge our partner, MDC, because they have been terrific in assisting us to address this particular issue. Now, if you look at Durham, we have 44,000 youth and young adults. As you can see, there are 3 tiers in Durham. One, those who are on track on their education, 60%. Second, those who are behind and at risk for not completing high school. And third, those who are disconnected. They're completely disconnected. From this slide, you can see that 40% belong to the category of behind or disconnected. And they are at risk for not completing high school, achieving post-secondary credential, and gaining employment by the age of 25. So Made in Durham initially hopes to build an education to career system for youths who are on track or behind. And we are working with the Durham Public Schools, Durham Tech Community College, the Workforce Development Board, and NC Central University to build a career pathway. And because we're looking at initially where should we put our focus. And of course, as I'll show you, health and life sciences could be an important focus that can extend from elementary school through post-secondary education and training into jobs that pay living wages in high-demand sectors in the Research Triangle. As for disconnected youth, we have a working group looking at transitional employment and other models like remediable education, subsidized employment, and supported services for disconnected youth. It's important for us to address the disconnected youth because, as you can see, each disconnected youth costs about $14,000 or make $14,000 less than those who attend college. But they also cost taxpayers $14,000 a year or $250,000 over a lifetime. And it costs in Durham, local, state, and federal taxpayers around $84 million a year. And for every 500 youths that Durham reconnects, that taxpayer will save roughly $7 million annually. That's how important it is. So through Made in Durham, we hope to design a robust and pervasive education to career system so young people growing up in our community can compete for well-paying jobs, local jobs, as effectively as talented folks who move to our community from elsewhere. That's why we call this Made in Durham. Made in Durham is a partnership that's forging a strategy that will transform the opportunities for all young people, most particularly the low-income young men and women of color. And our goal is to provide better chance for students to complete high school, achieve a post-secondary credential, enter a rewarding career. That's a great benefit to students everywhere, and of course to themselves and to Durham employees. One key to this well-planned work experience or work-based teaching during students' middle, high school, and post-secondary education. Without this experience, young people have little knowledge of the breadth of possibilities or the disciplines required within the working world. I want to expand their vision and understanding of the opportunities that exist within our community. Over the last decade, our ambition is to connect public school system, colleges, and employers and construct a system of academic work-based learning pathways that include internships, after-school jobs, summer jobs, and other work experiences. And it will be a system designed with the needs of the student and businesses and teachers in mind. As we build an education-secure system in Durham, excellent teaching and excellent teachers will be an essential foundation. The best teachers help students see the world of opportunities. Being connected to Made in Durham, our teachers will develop a deeper and more nuanced understanding of the requirements and demands of the workplace. It will inform them with a better understanding of key regional industries as they shadow workers in the sector that drive our economy. And these experiences will make the teaching more relevant and even more exciting. So, one of the first steps in Made in Durham is to say which business sectors should be the focus. As you can see from this chart here, projected job growth in Durham from 2011 to 2021 shows the largest growth is in health and life sciences, but also there's growth in advanced materials and information technology. Now, as you know, health life sciences education pathway comes with engaging STEM schools, and we're also considering engaging the other areas such as computer science. So when you think about health and life science sector, it includes jobs ranging from traditional jobs in hospitals and clinics all the way to pharmaceutical manufacturing. And so we believe in Durham, it's unique because we call ourselves the city of medicine. In fact, President Obama highlighted the importance of STEM education last year at the White House when he said that one of the things I focus on as president is how we create all hands-on-deck approach to science, technology, engineering, and math. We need to make this a priority to train an army of new teachers in these subject areas, and to make sure that all of us as a country are lifting up these subjects for the respect that they deserve. In Durham, we already have strong building blocks. We have building blocks to create this education to career system. There are strong career and technical education programs in Durham Public School, excellent programs in Durham Tech Community College and North Carolina Central, and an anchor school, which I'll tell you about, that may be an early model of this education to career pathway, called the City of Medicine Academy, which we at Duke are very fortunate to be working closely with. As you know, since 2003, the North Carolina New Schools program has worked to develop highly capable educators and innovative school and district models, especially around STEM education. In 2008, the City of Medicine Academy in Durham became the signature anchor high school in the North Carolina New Schools network of health and life sciences STEM schools. Let me tell you a little bit about City of Medicine Academy. In the 1990s, the Durham Public School made the decision they wanted a curriculum focused on health profession and created the Center for Health Sciences and Medical Profession at Durham High. Over time, this moved to Southern High in 2003 with a push for more magnet school arise. DPS, Durham Public Schools, turned the center into a freestanding magnet school called the City of Medicine Academy, and was still housed at Southern High at the time. In 2004, Carl Harris, who was the superintendent of schools at the time, approached me and Marian Black and asked if we would participate in some more activities, and we're very glad we did so. In 2008, the Academy moved to a floor in the old GE building funded by the Durham Public School. In 2008, we had this opportunity as I was renegotiating the lease of our land of Duke Regional Hospital with the county and then County Manager Mike Ruffin. We thought, why don't we give land to create a campus right on the hospital campus to create City of Medicine Academy. And this was completed in 2011 with this 3-story building. As you can see from these photographs, this captures some of my proudest and most inspired moments of my life when I meet these young students, young people who are so passionate, loyal, and aspire to be health professionals. And how good is that? It's good for them, and it's good for all of us. So, as I mentioned, the City of Medicine Academy is giving students with an interest in pursuing healthcare direct experience in real world. And we did it through internship, job shadowing experiences. And as I said, in 2011, when the school expanded from 220 students to 330 students, and the graduation rate has just been phenomenal. Over the last 4 years, the average graduation rate of each class was 95%, running from, I think, a 60-some% previously. In fact, in 2012, the graduation was 100%. In 2013, it was 97%. We're now on track in 2014, 100% again. So you can see that students, inner city students, have the chance to do great things. As you can see, the graduates have included nurses, social workers, and also a senior pharmacologist at FDA graduated from City of Medicine Academy when it was halfway down in the Southern High School. I think credit has to be given to the principal, Elizabeth Schurer, who's now the Durham Public School Executive Director for Leadership Programs, who in 2011 was named the Wachovia, North Carolina Regional Principal of the Year, because now the school continues to thrive under great leadership of President Jackie Tobias. As I mentioned, Duke is closely, intimately involved with City of Medicine Academy in multiple ways. First, through the Duke Area Education Center, or AHAC, City of Medicine Academy students extend their learning outside the classroom through internships and job shadowing experiences at Duke Regional Hospital and Duke University Hospital. Duke also raised money to support Operation City of Medicine Academy. Medicines raised from Duke employees to give to City of Medicine through the Doing Good in the Neighborhood campaign that our university leads and Fair Win leads. These monies are used by City of Medicine Academy to fund summer internship, a student summer leadership institute, tutorial programs to students, and supplies, equipment, and scrubs. As you can see in this slide, I won't have time to go over the fact that Duke Health System has sponsored paid summer internships, after-school workshops, and hands-on learning experiences. Our pre-med students provide tutorial to CMA students after school. We provide opportunities for shadowing in a clinical setting over the course of a semester, and our residents serve as guest presenters in the classrooms. Now, if we're going to intervene on behalf of the youth and young adults, we have to provide support for teachers also. At City of Medicine Academy, teachers too are expanding their own learning within the school and beyond it. They participate in externships with healthcare organizations, gaining valuable insights from the field that help them inform their instruction. In fact, in July 2014, Duke Medicine will be offering summer externship for teachers by exposing them to real-life applications of what they will teach in the classroom. Ultimately, our students will benefit through more powerful learning opportunities that prepare them to acquire the skills needed in the 21st century. But I must tell you that City Medicine Academy is not enough, and we must go further. With Made in Durham, we're hoping to create systemic changes that will make these kinds of experiences the norm in Durham, focusing on employment sectors like healthcare, information technology, advanced materials, and others that are driving the vibrant economy in Durham and elsewhere. Our work with City of Academy is just the beginning of building that system, one in which teachers are at the heart and employers also have a critical role to play. It won't be easy, and it will mean re-engineering and aligning education workforce development programs across the county's government, civic, business, education institutions. And Mayor, I'm counting on you. It will also require creativity and resolve of all partners to work as a cohesive collaborative rather than discrete institutions. And it will require a cultural shift within nonprofits and socially oriented institutions to make employers equal customers with young people. I totally recognize this is just the beginning. We have a lot of work to do, but we resolve to make it work. For this to work, employers, I'm going backwards. We want to move forwards. For this to work, employers have to do their share. They have much to gain, and we must build a culture in which we recognize that every employee has a responsibility to participate and make a contribution. It could be internships, externships, work experience or job training, job coaching, and working within the school to help students explore new careers. Anything that will help teachers help students stay in school, stay involved, and make a successful transition to post-secondary education. A field with economic potential and a job. From there, they join the workforce as a productive employees in companies that have helped them find their way. With Made in Durham, we are positioning employers as co-creators of Durham's education workforce development, so that every young people who has been, quote, made in Durham has the academic and work experience and skills to compete successfully for satisfying employment within our own region. So, as you can see in the screen, in the State of Union address about a week ago, President Obama mentioned the importance of business in helping to create opportunities. If we all step up to the plate, in this room, we can do something that will enhance the lives of millions of North Carolinians for generations to come. Our families, family next door, and the ones down the street. All we need is new commitment to each other, and because when we do, we will all succeed together. Thank you very much.
Victor, I have one quick question that I hope you might answer. The question says, it's great to hear you acknowledge that teachers can't do it alone, even the best teachers. How do you encourage your business leader friends to participate with you in this work?
Anita, well, I'm going to lean on you to help me with this, but
I just asked the questions today. You answer them.
I think first, there is an altruistic answer, and it also is a self-serving answer. I think Durham wants to have great young people with great workforce. And what better way to do this through participated education? When we look at people who apply to Duke University Health System, we're frequently finding, at least the youth in our county and city, not competitive than the others. It's very clear to me that if we were to do this, and I know that we have all the leaders of Durham business, as you know, in the task force, you know the list. I think they committed to do so. And what we need to do is move forward with a commitment to turn to tangible results.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.